Shalom Israel, giving all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushua, Ba'ashim Achakadash, the one to the elders, GMS Ruwell. Salutations to you, Akim out there pushing this word and truth, sincerity, risking your freedom and your life to do so. Back with another video, man, just to kind of remind you, who we are. And as you can see from the screen, I'm in the book of Exodus, okay? Now, Exodus, we know the definition of Exodus. Let's look it up. Mass departure. Okay, what you see in Russia and Ukraine, civilians leaving the city, that's an exodus. Okay, they say the exodus is expanded well over to 1 million people, and that's a huge number of people to leave a landmass, a place. So the reason why I brought up the book of Exodus, because it has relevance to the prophecy that's going to happen, which is soon to happen, very, very, very near future, okay? And I just want to give you a little backstory of Exodus and how it relates to us, because you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, whether you know it or not, whether you want to believe it or not, whether you want to accept it or not, are the true biblical Israelites, okay? You are the Hebrew Israelites, okay? You lost your nationality. You can go in Jeremiah. Jeremiah speaks about us discontinuing from our heritage and losing our nationality, okay? Forgetting about it, totally getting beaten and stripped out of us. But whether you want to believe it or not, whether you want to accept it or not, you are the children of Israel, okay? The chosen seed of Yahweh. You see? Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua. You see? So let's read a little bit, and I got a few scriptures. It says the book of Exodus, from ancient Greek, I don't know how to pronounce that. It says it's the second book of the Bible. It narrates the story of the Exodus. Exodus, we established, means a mass departure. Of who? In which the Israelites leave slavery in biblical Egypt through the strength of, it says Yahweh here, but it's really Yahweh. Which Yahweh is the paleo. Yahweh is Yiddish. Okay? Which is a new form, watered down bullshit. It's really Yahweh. Okay? So the God who has chosen them as his people. The Israelites then journey with the prophet Moses to Mount Sinai, where Yahweh promises them the land of Canaan, the promised land, which is now called Jerusalem, in return for their faithfulness. There they enter into a covenant with Yahweh, who gives them the laws and instructions to build the tabernacle. All right, tabernacle means a house to the Lord. The means by which he will come from heaven and dwell with them and lead them in a holy war to possess the land and then give them peace. Now, don't mind this damn picture, because Job 9:24 tells you that the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges. And these ain't the judges, man. These ain't it. These are Edomites. You see? The people of Egypt was dark-skinned. I don't know where the hell they got that from. So, traditionally ascribed to Moses himself, modern scholars see its initial composition as a product of the Babylonian exile, 6th century BCE, based on earlier written and oral traditions, with final revisions in the Persian post-Exilic period, 5th century BCE. Jeremiah's in a commentary on Exodus suggests that it is arguably the most important book in the Bible, as it presents the defining features of Israel's identity, memories of a past marked by hardship and escape, a binding covenant with God who chooses Israel in the establishment of the life of the community and the guidelines of sustaining it. All right, so it says memories of the past marked hardship. All right. Who faces more hardship than you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans throughout the whole world? And the reason why I wanted to bring this up, because this is Isaiah 11, verse. I start at Isaiah 11, verse 11, because this is to remind you that the Lord is going to deliver you again. According to prophecy, we were made to serve the nations, okay? But the Lord is going to deliver you out to second Egypt, which is America, Babylon the Great. And Egypt just means captivity. So Isaiah 11, verse 11. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall set, let's read up. Well, this is just kind of telling you how the kingdom is going to be. But let's just jump down. This is Isaiah 11, verse 10. And in that day there shall be a root of Jesse, which shall stand for an ensign of the people, and it shall the Gentiles seek. So it shall the Gentiles seek, and his rest shall be glorious. Verse 11. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people. Okay, what is it? I read that again. Isaiah 11, verse 11. And it shall come to pass in that day. What day? Okay, you're talking about the future. It's not talking about, well, you know what? It is talking about a specific day, because when the Lord returns, it's going to be on a day. It's going to be a day and an hour that no man knoweth, but it's going to be a day where the Lord is going to come back and deliver his people. So it said, and it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall set his hand again. So what is that talking about, man? Is it talking about the guys over there in the land of Israel right now today are calling themselves Israeli or Jewish and reading the Talmud or the Talmud? Hebrew. I mean, is those guys today? Those guys that cut the foreskin and suck it off? The guys that wear them big hats and wear a black suit with the twist to the right and left side of their head? No, it's not talking about them, because they're not in captivity right now. They own everything. They're in control. They're the powers of the earth. They control America. You see, you don't see them getting gunned down. Hell, if you talk bad about them, you're considered anti-Semitic. Let you talk bad about a so-called Negro. Hell, you kill a so-called Negro, and the cop will say, get over it. It probably was a mistake. So it says that the Lord shall set his hand again the second time. Yeah, second time, because we're in Egypt today. Currently at 4:12 p.m. March 3/10/2022. We're in Egypt as of today. But he should set his hand again the second time and recover the remnant of his people, which shall be left from Assyria and from Egypt and from Pathros and Cush and from Elam and Shinar and Hamath and from the islands of the sea, because our people are scattered everywhere. Our people are in China, Russia, Germany, Ukraine. Our people are in Ukraine. Our people are in we got our people in Israel. We got our people Costa Rica, Mexico, Canada, the U.S. of course. We got our people in the islands of the sea, which is, Grenada, the Virgin Islands, Dominican Republic, Trinidad, Tobago's, Barbados. Our people are scattered everywhere, man. Scattered. We're not all in the land of Israel. Matter of fact, very few of our people are. Actually, the population of our people is minute in the land of Israel. Verse 12, and he shall set up an ensign for the nations and assemble the outcasts of Israel and gather together the dispersed of Judah. So what are these Jewish guys talking about, man? Because they're not dispersed. They're claiming that they own rights to the Holy Land. But it's really the people that nobody expects. That they the people of God. They the people of Yasharahla, Israel. They gathered together the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth. Right, so that's the prophecy, man. And right, and it said yeah, so he's recovered the second time, and it said right, verse 13. because we was just at 12. The envy also of Ephraim should depart, and the adversaries of Judah should be cut off. Ephraim should not envy Judah, and Judah should not vex Ephraim. Meaning, there's going to be peace amongst us, okay? Because it's not peace now. You see the gang wars. You see, oh, I'm not a Monero. I'm not black. Or I'm not Spanish, bro. I don't fuck with the Spanish. Like, that's going to go away. We're going to be one. But they shall fly upon the shoulders of the Philistines toward the west, and they shall spoil them of the east together, and they shall lay their hand upon Edom and Moab. So Philistine, the African nations, okay, we're not Africans, to lay their hand upon Edom and Moab, meaning so-called white man and the Chinese man. Moab is Chinese. And the children of Ammon, the Japanese, shall obey them. Meaning we're going to take them. We're going to take them over through force. And the Lord shall utterly destroy the tongues of the Egyptian sea. And with his mighty wind shall he shake his hand over the river and shall smite it and the 7 streams and make men go over the dry side. So, but the Lord is going to deliver us. It's so much so that there's going to be no more talks about the land of Egypt. Look, see, look at that. So-called, see? Now they put the so-called black images up there. Children of Israel in Egypt. See, look at that. 1867. Look. So-called black men. See? So with that, the Lord is going to come with us and make he's going to recover and make his second deliverance to us, Negros, Latinos, and Native Americans, man, out of the land of our oppressors. So with that, I'm going to give up praise to Yahweh, Bahashim El Shabbat, Chakadash. Till next video. Shalom.